each. At the end of this lesson, you are supposed to gain knowledge on the key components of fitness. Second is to determine the different health-related fitness components in physical education. Third is to understand the importance of developing these specific components. Fourth is to relate everyday activities and different sports to the health-related fitness components. And lastly, perform basic health-related fitness component activities to grasp knowledge obtained from the discussions. Today, we are going to have a short discussion on the following. First is a review on the basics of what physical fitness is all about. Then we will discuss cardiovascular endurance. Second is your muscular endurance. Next will be your muscular strength. Fourth is your flexibility. And lastly, your body composition. Also, get ready to perform physical activities today. You will perform simple tasks for each component of fitness so you will have a better understanding of the lesson. There will be 2 types of quizzes at the end of the lesson, which are your 10-item multiple choice quiz and your 10-item matching type quiz. As mentioned in Lesson 1, health, wellness, and fitness always go together through the different discussions in the course. The first part of the lesson today is a review about the basics of physical fitness. Physical fitness is a part of total fitness. Total fitness not only includes the emotional, social, and spiritual aspects of life. The physical aspect is also a huge part of it. Developing your body in the form of physical activity and exercise is a great start to developing your overall health, wellness, and fitness. Next point is that fitness is the basis for dynamic and creative activity. If people fail to encourage the development of fitness, they simply undermine their capacity for thought, work, and the overall use of these movement skills for the improvement of their lives. Dynamic movement brings about an active mind. When you are actively moving, your brain and its thought capacities are stimulated, which in turn affects your quality of life and your emotions. Think about it. Why is physical education still included in many traditional school settings? I believe it's because movement takes away the monotony of traditional learning, where students get informed and learn in all 4 corners of the room. Movement is a different type of learning. It challenges the body as well as the mind to think of strategies and creative thoughts. Next is that physical fitness is a person's key to health. It is one of the most important components to maintaining a good health. An active body would always lead to an active lifestyle. And when you have an active lifestyle, you are ensuring good quality health for a longer period of time compared to others who do not practice this. And lastly, physical fitness can be improved through physical activity and exercise. Movement is the key ingredient to physical fitness, and as discussed in the previous lesson, it can be done either through regular physical activity or through following an exercise program that would suit your fitness goals. Doing this often would be very beneficial to your overall health and wellness. Let us now discuss the different health-related fitness components. I mentioned during Lesson 1 that fitness components are key ingredients to determining your health and your skills. They are also contributing factors to a successful exercise training program because they are the basis for your fitness goals. What is your exact fitness goal? What do you want to achieve when you start moving or training? Do you want to lose weight? Or maybe you want to gain some? Do you want to last longer in walking or maybe running? Do you want to feel more healthy and alive and less tired and troublesome? For the guys, do you need to gain muscle mass to feel good or maybe impress the ladies even? For girls, are you tired of those sagging arms and bulging abdomen? All these things are sample questions that you might have in mind before you start a regular physical activity. The role of learning the lesson today is for you to set a specific and achievable, I repeat, a specific and achievable goal for yourself in your path to a healthier lifestyle. Now the question remains, what exactly are health-related fitness components? Health-related fitness components are components of fitness that are essential to maintaining your health and in preventing different diseases. It also dwells in the capacity of your organ systems to work efficiently and how they coordinate to perform the tasks you need to do on a daily basis, or when you are exerting effort in particular activities. In the discussion, I will mention some of the organ systems that are specific to each of the health-related fitness components. I will also be mentioning some of the activities that would help promote the improvement of each. This is so that you would have a guide if some of the activities that you are performing at present involve the development of your health. Feel free to pause and internalize some of the concepts mentioned in this lesson so that you would be able to really understand the importance of each to your everyday activities. At the end of this lesson, I hope to equip you with a broad applied knowledge about activities that promote the prevention of different health-related diseases as well as the improvement of your physical fitness. We start with cardiorespiratory or cardiovascular endurance. This component refers to your ability to perform prolonged, large muscle, dynamic exercises at different intensities. In simplest terms, this is how your body maintains its processes when you are in motion and how you recover from bouts of activities that you've performed in certain occasions. The organ system involved is your cardiorespiratory system, with organs composed mainly of your heart and lungs. Try this one on your seat. Sit up straight. Hold your abdomen or your belly. Close your eyes. Breathe in deeply through your nose with your mouth closed. As you do this, try expanding your belly. Hold that breath for 5 seconds. Then, exhale through your mouth. This time, as you do this, try collapsing your belly. Do these things 3 consecutive times. How did you feel? Was it hard for you to breathe long? Did you find it challenging to hold your breath for 5 seconds? Was your exhale short and you even tried catching your breath? Your heart and your lungs were clearly at work during this simple activity. CV endurance or cardiovascular endurance refers to how long these organs work together to deliver oxygen throughout the body in the form of blood. Your blood vessels are also a contributing factor for performing the work of transferring blood to your body to provide it with the enough oxygen it needs every single day of your life. When this component is strong, you will have a stronger heart which pumps blood with minimum effort. It doesn't have to work as hard at rest or during low levels of effort. The heart is a muscle that needs to be regularly challenged. If you live an inactive lifestyle, its pumping action weakens, and as a result, you'll feel easily tired, and you might also end up with a lot of health-related diseases like heart diseases, diabetes, and obesity. When your heart is strong, your lungs follow. And when this happens, your strong lungs can intake a lot of oxygen easily, in which the body can now utilize for many different internal processes. Aside from these 2 major organs, your blood vessels regulate blood flow efficiently in your body. This then makes you feel energetic and alive, ready to take on the next challenges ahead. How do you improve this component of fitness? Simply by performing endurance trainings. This type of training requires you to move your body at a continuous pace, ranging between durations of 10 minutes to more than 2 hours. Involving yourself in endurance training reduces the risk of heart diseases, stroke, cancer, even depression, anxiety, and excess body fat. Examples of endurance trainings are your aerobic training and your anaerobic training. What is aerobic training? Aerobic training refers to the word aero, which means with the presence of air. This refers to long-lasting and low to high-intensity workouts. It is a type of exercise that requires you to move continuously, which means during a bout of exercise, you are not allowed to stop at some point. This is so that you can totally reap the benefits of your endurance training. When you perform these types of activities, your body is dependent on oxygen to support the different muscle contractions within your system. Examples of these are continuously walking for an hour, jogging for 30 minutes or more, swimming for 50 laps, cycling for 42 kilometers, or even stair climbing from first floor to the 10th floor. Again, you should not stop. What you can do is to just decrease your pace during the activity so that your heart will not be shocked from the sudden decrease of effort or exertion. The next type of endurance training is anaerobic training. Anaero means with the absence of air. This refers to short-lasting and high-intensity activities. A simple example of this is sprinting or running fast. It requires you to perform the activity at a very fast rate. Therefore, the body does not need that much oxygen, and it uses other stored energy within the body. Another one is varying intensities. A very simple activity of jogging, running, jogging is called interval training. This type of endurance training is where you put extra challenge to your cardiorespiratory system because of the type of stress you are putting it into. Did you try walking, jogging, walking ever in your life? This is an example of interval training, but we'll talk about this more in the later parts of the course and how you can improve on each. Now you're going to ask me, how long should I perform endurance trainings to develop my CV endurance? How many times a week must I wholeheartedly train to gain benefits from it? The ideal exercise time for beginners is 30 minutes a day for 3 to 5 times a week. This amount of load can already challenge your heart, especially if you are very new to movement and physical activity. Eventually, the time you do the activity will increase. Again, we will discuss the progression of your training during the later parts of the course. Let's now proceed to the second health-related fitness component, which is muscular endurance. Muscular endurance is the ability of a muscle or a muscle group to remain contracted or to contract repeatedly for a long period of time. Muscular endurance is the measure of how long you can sustain a muscle contraction, like for example, jumping repeatedly, carrying things to and from one place to the other, or even activities like weight training, running marathons, and playing football. It basically tests how long you can stay active or moving when doing tasks every day or even when playing particular sports. The organ system involved in this component is your skeletal system, which is composed of bones, muscles, joints, tendons, and ligaments. Try doing this activity with me. Stand up from your chair and place both your hands in front of your body. Then sit with your hands still extended. Repeat this sequence continuously. Do this 15 times. Just stand and sit and repeat until you reach 15 repetitions. Did you feel the muscles of your legs and buttocks? Did you have a hard time standing after sitting down? Or were you off balanced when going back to your seat? What number of repetition did you feel tired already? That, my friend, is a simple chair squat exercise. Its purpose is to target large muscle groups of your lower body. What is the ideal exercise and exercise timing for this type of training? The ideal exercise is resistance training, but we'll get to this further in the lesson. The ideal exercise time is 20 to 30 minutes a day for at least 3 times a week if you are a beginner. This type of training must not be continuous. This way, you can provide the body with enough recovery time and rest. The best way is to alternate this training with the cardiovascular endurance training so that you get enough rest. We will discuss this type of training further in the course. We proceed to the third health-related fitness component, which is muscular strength. Muscular strength refers to the amount of force a muscle can produce with a single maximum effort. Compared to muscular endurance, where you sustain a muscle contraction for long periods, muscular strength simply refers to movements you do that are explosive, very sudden, or abrupt. It is how well your body reacts to sudden movements and loads it encounters on a daily basis or during trainings. From lifting something heavy off from the floor or putting something on top of a shelf, your muscles are at work and your strength is being tested. Think about the regular things you do that involve your strength. What are they? Now try this challenge. Find a heavy object wherever you are. It may be a backpack or a box, a chair or even a table. Do you have it now? Try to check and see if you can lift it with much effort. Lift the object with both hands and also try to get the effort from the back of your legs and buttocks. Never ever lift something heavy with the effort placed too much on your back. Now, drop the weight gently back to its place. Were you able to carry it? Were you able to put it back in its original place? Did you have a hard time? Or was it very easy for you? Just like muscular endurance, the organ system at work in this simple challenge is also your skeletal system, which is composed of your bones, muscles, joints, tendons, and ligaments. These are all body tissues that work together to help you perform movements. Without the skeletal system, you would seem like a walking amoeba with no form and figure, and you will most definitely not be able to perform the task that you just did. Another thing you need to know is that muscular strength works hand in hand with muscular endurance. This means that you cannot be able to perform explosive movements effectively if you cannot endure the load that is placed upon you. What is the ideal exercise and exercise timing for this type of training? Just like muscular endurance, the ideal exercise for muscular strength is resistance training, while the ideal exercise time is 20 to 30 minutes a day for at least 3 times a week if you are a beginner. This type of training must not be continuous. This way, you can provide the body with enough recovery time and rest. The best way is to also alternate this training with the cardiovascular endurance training so that you can get enough recovery time. So far, we've covered 2 components that are related to each other. You're probably wondering now why spend time to develop both muscular endurance and muscular strength. What are their roles in your physical body? The answers are simple. Developing these components of fitness are very important for the smooth and easy performance of your everyday tasks and possibly your sport performance. Tasks like the ones you did a while back, or maybe even daily challenges like changing the water gallon of your water dispenser, or placing a heavy object on top of a cupboard are muscular endurance and strength at work. Also, when you have good muscular strength and endurance, your skeletal systems are in proper alignment. Hence, it provides you with the support necessary for your good posture. When you have strong muscles that can endure effort, your body is well capable of supporting itself and providing it with an upright structure. When these two components are strong and well conditioned, your movements are fully supported, and you can be assured of preventing yourself from having diseases like osteoporosis, a condition associated with age, where bone loss is apparent. Second is your osteoarthritis, the slow but sure degradation of your joints. Third is sarcopenia, a condition that targets women because of the lack of hormonal production that goes with age. And lastly, muscle atrophy, in which muscles lose their structure and become smaller because it is not developed or because of an injury. And the last reason why you need to develop these two components is for you to be protected from injuries. Injuries like broken bones, tendons, and ligaments. When your muscles are strong, it can be able to support your movement efficiently and protect you from any accidents. How do you improve both your muscular strength and endurance? A simple exercise called resistance training can help build both muscular endurance and muscular strength. Resistance training is a type of training where a load or certain number of loads are added to the body to challenge its muscular adaptation. There are two types, and these are body weight training and weightlifting. First is your body weight training. Very self-explanatory. This simply means that you are carrying your body weight at certain number of repetitions. Examples of this include performing push-ups, doing crunches or sit-ups, and sustaining a plank pose for a minute. Anything that involves you to put effort only with the use of your body as a form of resistance or load is called body weight training. Second type of resistance training is weightlifting. Weightlifting is where you use exercise equipment and other forms of external resistance to inhibit muscular adaptations to your body. Examples of basic weightlifting exercises are squats, deadlift, and bench press. These exercises target large muscle groups of both the upper and lower body. There are actually two types of weight training, and these are your endurance training. This is where you lift with a minimal load, but you will do it with maximum repetitions and sets. Example is doing a squat with 10 kg weight for 3 sets of 15 repetitions. Second type is your strength training, where you're doing a maximal load with minimum repetitions and sets. Example is doing a squat with 50 kg weight for 3 sets of 10 repetitions. These are examples of resistance training. We will dwell more in this later in the module. Now you know the two simple types of resistance training. What type of resistance training was the assisted squat a while ago? Did you perform a body weight resistance exercise or a weightlifting exercise? If you answered body weight resistance exercise, then you are correct. This is because there was no external load applied to the body. How about the simple lifting activity to test your strength? What type of resistance training was it? Did you perform a body weight resistance activity or a weightlifting activity? If you answer weightlifting activity, then you are correct. This is because there was an external load applied to the body during the lift. Those are the similarities and differences of muscular endurance and muscular strength resistance training. I hope you're still with me. This time, we go to the fourth health-related fitness component, which is flexibility. Flexibility refers to the range of motion available in a joint or joints. This means that when you are flexible, your limbs are able to bend, twist, and move without the risk of getting injured. If you are able to reach on both sides, then you have no problem with your shoulder flexibility at the moment. But if you failed in reaching your hands on either sides, then maybe it's time to consider improving on your flexibility. Or maybe you can even try considering the different factors that affect your flexibility, which are your genes, your gender, your inactivity, and your age. Let's start with your genes. It is actually the biggest contributing factor that affects your flexibility. If one or both of your parents are inflexible, chances are you will also have this trait. Factors like bone size and length, and muscle elasticity and muscle length are hereditary traits that can hamper flexibility. Bone length refers to how big, small, long, and short your bone structures are, while muscle length and elasticity refer to how your muscles contract and relax to inhibit movement. Second factor is your gender. Now guys, you might be asking why there are more females engaged in gymnastics and ballet compared to men. Ever tried doing yoga and you notice that women can beautifully perform backbends more than you? It is an established fact in fitness that women tend to be more flexible than men. This is solely for the purpose of pregnancy, where a woman's body changes while the fetus is developing inside her womb. Their skeletal systems also tend to expand and adjust when it is time to give birth. Don't envy us. This is just one of nature's beautiful design. Third factor is inactivity. When a person is inactive, this component is not being fully developed, which would eventually lead to excessively stiff joints. When you have stiff joints, activities like bending over to pick something, reaching upward for an object, or even simply sitting down is going to be a challenge. And lastly, as we age, our joints also become inflexible. This is totally normal both for men and women. It is a natural process of deterioration that our body experiences through the course of time. As a result, we develop awkward postures that become stressful to other joints and muscles of our body. This is the reason why it is also important to take into consideration developing this health-related fitness component. Just like muscular endurance and muscular strength, the organ system involved in flexibility is the skeletal system. Tendons and ligaments that are located in joints are mostly responsible for this component of fitness. How do you develop this component? You can develop this component easily by performing stretching exercises. Activities like static stretch, where joints are stretched in a fixed point, like the one shown in the activity a while ago. Second is dynamic stretch, where joints are stretched in movement. Third is yoga, a stretch that provides relaxation not only for the body but also for the mind. And lastly, your Pilates, an activity that also involves muscular strength, endurance, and flexibility. I'm sure you are familiar with some of these exercises already. We will try to cover them as well throughout the next lessons of this course. Unlike the other components of fitness, flexibility can be performed every single day, ranging from 20 minutes to 30 minutes. Each stretch must be held between 20 seconds to 30 seconds, focusing on different joints and muscle groups. Now, let's proceed to the last health-related fitness component, which is body composition. Body composition refers to the proportion of fat mass and lean body mass within the body structure. It refers to the overall tissue composition of your body. This is your overall physicality. What makes you, you. Body composition can be measured accurately by getting fat measurements using an electronic equipment like the bioelectrical impedance analyzer. This is common in fitness facilities where the equipment sends static electricity in the body and calculates the exact measurement of your tissues. But if this equipment is not available, you can always rely on your tape measure and weighing scale to get your proportions. We will also get to this further in the course when we discuss the different fitness tests. The body is composed of two kinds of tissues, and these are fat, measured as percent body fat, which is composed of essential fat, fat that is needed by the body to be able to support energy expenditure. This can be found in different food sources which fuel our everyday energy needs. The second kind of fat is your non-essential fat, fat that is stored inside the body which was not utilized through movement and exercise. The ones that you are annoyed at when you look at yourself in the mirror. And the second type of tissue is your fat-free mass or your lean body mass. This refers to the weight of your muscles, bones, organs, and water inside your body. Why do you need to improve on your body composition? The answer is that excess body fat, especially in the abdomen area, are at risk for heart disease, high or low levels of insulin, high blood pressure, stroke, joint problems, diabetes, blood vessel inflammation, gallbladder disease, cancer, and back pain. When you accumulate excessive fat due to bad habits like an inactive lifestyle and poor food choices, the result are conditions like an overweight body. This is where your body has accumulated excess weight than the normal recommended body weight. Also, if you go beyond the overweight scale, your condition is now called obesity. This refers to an overly excessive accumulation of body fat above recommended body weight. If, on the other hand, you lack the correct amount of body mass in your body, this condition is called underweight. This is where your body lacks the enough nutrition to support several bodily processes. How do you improve on this component? Simply by maintaining a sensible diet and engaging in regular exercise solves your problem of excess body fat. Exercises which involve both cardiovascular and resistance training are best ways to tone the body and lose excess fat. Those are the 5 components of fitness. They can be developed through different types of exercises depending on your specific goals. But all these things will be ineffective if you do not have discipline. Which area in the health-related fitness components do you need to improve on? What do you think is the best exercise that will suit you at the moment? Lastly, did you figure out what fitness goal you have for yourself? Hold that thought. Internalize. Maybe take the time to stand up from your chair and take a leisurely walk after this lesson. Before you know it, this could be the start of your life-changing choices.